So I was head boy. I was good, got my good grades, doing everything as I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's not the worst thing ever to be gay. That
Yeah.
doesn't make sense.
You were going to university.
Mm.
You got good grades and stuff. Yeah, it's sad that people make it seem like it's such a massive thing.
Yeah.
It's a crime. It's this, it's that. But yeah. Okay, so what was it like coming out to others, friends, family? How did they react?
With my friends, I told my best friend over MSN. This was MSN days.
MSN days.
MSN days. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was over.
No way.
Yeah, and I told them, and it was like, yeah, they weren't surprised or shocked. That's what they said. We were a bit taken back, but they're like, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
And they're very supportive and welcoming. And I remember my best friend, she was like, there's a time in year 10 when I made a comment that always stuck with her, that TI looks good in black and white. This was when the Soldier video came out, and I must have made that comment, and she's like, yeah, from then on, that's something that had always been in her head, that, I'm worried to make that comment.
Yeah.
So it was good, yeah. So
suspicious.
I got just a bit. But I think at that time I was dropping hints. That's what I was doing, dropping hints. Like if someone does ask me, then I'm going to say yes, but nobody did ask.
No one ever asked.
Yeah. So for my friends, fantastic reaction. Extended family, that was another one that I was trying to plan, like how am I going to do this, but my wonderful mother did it for me. Outed me, like same thing with my dad, like just came back home like, so I spoke to your aunt and kind of told her that you've got, choice says status, about your status. And I'm thinking like, your status, am I ill? What's happening with me? So, that I'm gay. So like, yes, I think it was hard for her back then to say
the word gay. Yeah.
So her word was status. I was like, so I'm worrying like, shit, what are they thinking? So I got phone calls, and every single phone call from my mom's side of the family started off with annoyance. But it was annoyance that why did I not tell them? And why did I think they'd have a bad reaction? Because they didn't have a bad reaction. Like, why would you think that would think that way? You're still Rufaro and still cousin, nephew, niece, nephew.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Nephew, and they were really, really supportive, and I think that's what helped my mum come round, like fully to say that she's supportive, because they're all fantastic. And the one that surprised me was my grandma, which is very religious, Seventh-day Adventist, and mum told her, I didn't know again, and my grandma comes to me and is like, can I go into the bedroom? So like, what have I done now? And I go into the bedroom, so I had a conversation with your mum, and she told me about you, and I just want you to know that everything is fine. This is completely natural. Yeah. And she grew up back in South Africa in a village back in South Africa. So like even in villages there are people like this, and people know and always support them. So don't ever let anybody tell you that it's not fine or you are not normal, ever. That it's completely normal. And then she was like, even if you look out in the world, there are lots of gay successful people. It's like, look at George Michael and Elton John. You can be Elton John. You like that performance and kind of things. I was like, okay. So that was nice. And then she prayed with me afterwards. So that was really, really nice.
That must have been really comforting, actually.
Very.
To have that sort of matriarch in the family to just accept you. Kind of doesn't really matter what other people say and think when you have that person in such a close.
Because she's kind of the head of the family, because my granddad passed away. So if everything's fine with her, then it's most likely that. But the only person who was still having trouble was my mum. But she must have spoken to us afterwards. Mum was like, I bet you're very happy. And I was like, yes, I am. Why wouldn't I be that everything is fine? So everything's nice now. Like my mum's met my current boyfriend. My cousins always ask about him and want to meet him and pestering me to meet him. So
you're not single?
No, I'm not single.
So for the viewers out there, you're actually not single right now at this moment in time?
Not right now. I'm very happily taken.
Very happily taken?
Yes.
Okay, no, that's good. That's really good. Oh, did you ever think you'd reach this point? Being out and being happy and...
A simple answer is no. no, not at all.
Yeah.
That there were some really dark moments and some not so nice moments where I thought that, yeah, either I'd have to pretend or I'm just going to have to be lonely, because I don't think the pretense would have happened. So it's like, yeah, I'm just going to be lonely and that's it. And well, it's me.
I'm actually getting emotional because I used to have those feelings as well. Like, when I was like a teenager, I always thought that, okay, I can just kind of pretend. Yeah. So far, I've been able to pretend that I'm straight and just carry on through life. I can marry a woman and just, every time we have to have sex, just imagine a man.
Yeah.
I actually thought I could do that, and then, as I got older and older, matured more, it was just like, this isn't gonna happen. Like, I can't pretend. So it is quite sad that you have these thoughts of really trying to change who you are.
Yeah.
And really sort of planning for the future to be a completely different person to who you are.
So I was saying how I was prepared for, not having my family around anymore, that I'd kind of started to ready myself if that had to be the case, that if that is the case, I cannot live a life. So my mom always grew up to like, be who you are, don't let people change you. So I've always had that in my head with anything that I do, that don't pretend to be anybody else, because that's not you. You should be proud of who you are. So based on that advice and how I grew up with that mentality, that to be who I need to be, if they're not going to be able to support me, then I cannot pretend. I maybe just have my lonely life and try and build something from there. But I think sometimes it's always worse in your head how things thingy, because I was thinking about this great demise, that things are going to be bad, but
it wasn't like that.
Not at all. Like that I am in a very happy place in terms of my. It's a non-issue. As I said, like, they've met my boyfriend, ask and talk about all that type of stuff. And with my mum, I found this out from my friend, because then she had like some kind of friendship going on, her my other friend, and he was telling me that I had a conversation with her.
Your mum and who, sorry?
And my friend.
Your mum and your friend?
My mum and my,
okay.
One of my male best friends. Saying that they had a conversation. I didn't know they talked like that. I was like, okay.
Then, straight.
Yeah, it's okay. Then it was like, who was speaking to her, and she was saying that, because she's now starting to date, she's dating this dude, and she was saying that's part of the criteria, that if he wasn't accepting, then it wouldn't happen.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that was really nice. I was like, I didn't know that she talks to them, and if they have a problem with it, then she's like, it didn't work. So, in a good place, with a very good place.
You are in a good place. Like, hopefully it will help someone out there, like hearing that, your journey and how difficult it was for you and stuff. Hopefully it will help them. Like, if you're out there and you have anything to share with us, like you have any comments, feel free to leave them below. And you can also get at us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Yes.
Subscribe, please subscribe, the little things up there somewhere. Subscribe. And you can email us as well, so all the details are in the description. Thank you for watching Mambo Shake.
I'm trying to shake.